This video captures a chaotic and frustrating courtroom hearing involving a man connected to the sovereign citizen movement and Judge Simpson. Right from the start, the courtroom becomes tense as the defendant refuses to cooperate with basic legal procedures. He is facing serious charges related to assaulting, resisting, or obstructing a police officer, but instead of directly answering the judge's questions, he repeatedly argues over wording and claims he does not understand the court's authority or the legal process. Judge Simpson patiently tries to explain the seriousness of the charges and warns the defendant about the dangers of representing himself in court. However, the defendant continues interrupting, refusing to stay focused, and attempting to control the conversation with unusual legal arguments often associated with sovereign citizen ideology. Throughout the hearing, the judge repeatedly instructs him to sit down, stop interrupting, and answer simple yes or no questions, but the defendant refuses to fully cooperate. As the hearing continues, the tension in the courtroom keeps rising. Even though the defendant's behavior becomes increasingly disruptive, the judge still gives him multiple chances to calm down and think carefully about his decisions. At one point, Judge Simpson even grants an adjournment so the defendant can have more time to prepare and better understand the consequences of his actions. Despite this opportunity, the defendant continues arguing and interrupting the proceedings. Eventually, the judge's patience runs out. After several warnings and repeated disruptions, Judge Simpson orders the defendant to be removed from the courtroom. The hearing highlights how courtroom authority and legal procedure can quickly break down when a defendant refuses to cooperate or follow the rules of the court.
Of assaulting, resisting, or obstructing a police officer, that is a high court misdemeanor felony, punishable by up to 2 years and/or $2,000 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
I understand your charge.
You understand also that there is great peril in one representing themselves. You understand that, sir?
I'm not afraid, Your Honor.
Did you understand what I just said? That there is great peril in representing oneself.
I comprehend what you're saying, Your Honor.
Hey, what? Either you're going to answer my questions and you're going to answer them properly, or we're going to have a long time and I'm not going to have these people wait. So while you decide how you're going to handle this, I'm going to have you have a seat. I'm going to pass your case. You will come back up and you will learn how to operate within this court. Plain and simple. Have a seat. Have a seat. And you might want to wipe that smirk off your face while you're doing it. State your name.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Daniel Magoo.
I have stated the admonishments that I was giving to the defendant representing himself. I apprised him of the maximum penalties and the charges. Apprised him, and sir, I'll ask you the question again. You understand that there can be great peril in representing yourself?
I fully recognize and acknowledge the seriousness of the charges, which include allegations of
Not my question. You understand that there can be serious peril in representing yourself?
I recognize what you're saying, Your Honor. I'm fully prepared to proceed with this matter.
Will you just do me a favor and answer my question? Do you understand that there is great peril in representing oneself?
I recognize that.
Okay, then stop there.
Yeah.
You recognize that.
Recognize.
You will give no leeway one way or the other. Will show no favoritism or no bias because you are representing yourself. You understand that, sir?
I recognize what you're saying, Your Honor.
You know what? I don't know why you just won't understand. I'm asking you, and I need a direct answer, whether you understand what I am saying, not whether or not you're recognizing the words. Do you understand what I am saying? The other one's in custody. I realize we are now at least caught up within an hour. I think those that want to go probably want me to take a break about now. So I'm going to take about a 5 to 10 minute break. I'll come back out and then I'll call the case. The court's going to stand in recess.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Daniel Magoo. Here in Juris.
All right. So on this matter, I was apprised you of your rights. I told you about the charges in this case. We get to the point of understanding that there is a certain peril in representing.
Listening, sorry. My notes, I apologize, Your Honor. I meant no disrespect.
And that the court will treat you the same as an attorney in the case. You understand, sir? Listen closely to my question. Do you understand that?
I do not understand.
You do not understand it.
No.
The court, you will be presumed to know the rules of procedure as well as the Michigan rules of evidence, that the court will not be giving you assistance in regard to this case.
What I'm trying to say, Your Honor, is I do not understand the charges that are pitting against me because they violate a lot of my rights. Received any kind of evidence or any kind of claims that I violated any kind of anything that day. So I'm here waiting for that to occur. So no, I don't understand.
Waiting for what to occur?
Well, under the rights to due process, Your Honor, 4th, 5th, 8th Amendment, there has to be substantiated amount of evidence to accuse me of a crime, like assault on a police officer, obstruction of justice, and resisting arrest. I take these charges very serious, Your Honor. Because of these charges, I have lost custody of my son, and I want to make sure that these justice is served and equity is ensured here.
Sir, I just asked you before whether or not you understood the charges.
And I answered you, Your Honor. I said I do not understand them.
Whether or
I
not,
understand, Your Honor.
is there a reason other than what you said that you do not understand?
I can elaborate a little further, Your Honor. I'm still
I
waiting.
wish you wouldn't. I just need to understand why you don't understand.
I'm trying to get there, Your
charges.
Honor. If we could talk
I'm
about
not asking you whether or not you agree that you should be charged. I'm not asking whether or not you
You're asking-
believe that you did it. I'm not asking any of that. I'm asking whether or not you understand what you are charged with.
Can we agree to disagree on the legalese?
We are not going to agree to anything. This is not your game to play here. You play by my rules.
So you're saying that I have to say the words "I understand"?
Sir, I'm not saying that you have to say anything.
Okay.
You know what? Here's the thing. I am not going to play this game with you.
I'm not.
So what? No, you are playing a
I'm
game.
not.
So no, you are. And do not interrupt me ever again. Do not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a week to think about it, because I'm not going to sit here, call your case up 4 or 5 times for you to sit here and to go through this whole, try to play some semantical game. So I will adjourn this out to December 12th, 2024. I will adjourn it to 9 a.m.
Your Honor,
or I will. Do not interrupt me.
I can object to
Do
that date.
not interrupt. Do not.
I have a right to
You
a
may
counsel.
leave.
Do I not have a right to a counsel?
You want an attorney, you may get on an attorney, sir?
I need somebody to explain the problem here.
Do you wish to be represented by an attorney on this?
I do not need to represent myself. I'm presenting myself. I'm the only one that was there in this courtroom. No one was there. I don't recall anybody that was there that day. I'm the only one that knows what happened, Your Honor.
Do you wish
I was
to be
violated.
represented by an attorney? I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. If you wish to be represented by an attorney,
Your Honor, I have constitutional violations
do
that
you
need
wish to be represented by an attorney,
to
sir?
take an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of
Then,
America.
if you do not want to answer my question, Mr. Allen, he is to be removed from my.
This video comes to a dramatic conclusion after a tense courtroom confrontation between Judge Simpson and a defendant connected to sovereign citizen beliefs. Throughout the hearing, the defendant repeatedly refuses to follow simple courtroom instructions, interrupts the judge, and avoids giving direct answers about his understanding of the charges and legal process. What could have been a straightforward hearing slowly turns into a frustrating battle over authority, procedure, and respect inside the courtroom. Even as the situation becomes more chaotic, Judge Simpson remains patient for most of the hearing. The judge repeatedly explains the seriousness of the charges and warns the defendant about the consequences of refusing to cooperate or represent himself properly. Instead of listening, however, the defendant continues arguing over technical wording and attempts to challenge the legitimacy of the court. His behavior constantly interrupts the proceedings and prevents the hearing from moving forward in an orderly way. One of the most surprising parts of the hearing is how many chances the defendant is given to calm down and correct his behavior. Rather than immediately punishing him for contempt, the judge tries to maintain control and even grants an adjournment to give the defendant more time to prepare and reconsider his actions. Despite these opportunities, the defendant continues speaking over the judge and refusing to follow instructions. Eventually, Judge Simpson reaches his limit. After repeated warnings and non-stop interruptions, the judge orders the defendant to be removed from the courtroom, bringing the chaotic hearing to an end. The video ultimately highlights how courtroom proceedings depend on cooperation, respect, and clear communication. When those basic rules are ignored, the legal process can quickly spiral into disorder, leaving the defendant in an even more difficult position than before.